Sri Lanka's ambassador to Saudi Arabia, V. Krishnamurthy, says that a total of 31 Sri Lankans have died in Saudi Arabia in the year 2014. V. Krishnamurthy made this statement in response to the inquiries made by Newsfirst on an article published on Arab News. The Gulf-based news agency Arab News reported on its website yesterday that the remains of around 20 Sri Lankans are lying in mortuaries in Saudi Arabia and awaits repatriation. Arab News, quoting a spokesperson at the Sri Lanka Economic Association, states that an average of one death is reported every day outside Sri Lanka.
According to the records of this mission, in the year 2013, only 128 deaths occurred, and 2014, as of today, 32 cases have been reported. Thus, average of number of deaths is 10 to 11 death cases. Death cases are reported per month in the embassy. As again, the point that stated, quoting the Sri Lankan embassy official. Accordingly, that news item is completely baseless.
Newsfirst on a number of occasions has reported on instances where the remains of Sri Lankans who passed away in Saudi Arabia were brought to the country several days later. This child bears testament to such an incident. In this footage, he is seen worshipping his mother after her remains were sent back home several days after the death was announced. The victim had died owing to severe burn injuries. The anguish continues. This mother, a resident of Kosgada, is also amongst the list of women who have died in Saudi Arabia. Following her death, a friend of the victim had notified the relatives that the victim died after being pushed off a 4-story building.
She went there because we were desperate. Medical reports had indicated that she had been assaulted and then pushed off a building. She had a fracture on her spinal cord and hand.
The death of Mohammed Nona Gamisha, a resident of Ambalantota, who was employed in Saudi Arabia, was reported 3 years after they lost trace of her. The body of Yogeshwaran Shanti, who was a resident of the Vakare area in Wala, Chennai, was sent to Sri Lanka after she allegedly committed suicide. However, her relatives suspected foul play due to the injuries on her body. Meanwhile, Tilak Aryaratna, a resident of Dambul whose wife died while employed in Saudi Arabia, said that his wife's body was brought to Sri Lanka 3 months after being informed of her death.